Hi everybody, good afternoon. My name is Katrina DeBacco and I'm the broker concierge for Coldwell Banker. Today I'm going to be talking about our global luxury program, which is Coldwell Banker's luxury division of all real estate transactions that we handle in the country. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our presentation here. And you should all be seeing a chat box on the lower right corner of your screen. Please feel free to chat in any questions that you might have as I go through the presentation. If there is any clarification that's needed or just any questions in general about our luxury program, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'm more than happy to pause and answer any questions that might come up. So again, thank you for joining. We're going to be talking today about our global luxury program. Now, in the past, you may have heard this called our Previews International program. Same program, we've added a little bit more just to stay cutting edge like we always do. But what we have just recently undergone is a complete rebranding of our luxury program. So we've got our new logo, which you should all be seeing here on your screens currently. The idea is with Previews International, we are just finding that consumers were often questioning our agents, what exactly is Previews? What does that mean? And so even agents were asking, and so finally we decided to make it something very universal across the entire globe, hence global. We are a global brand, so we definitely wanted that to be in the name. And then just to call it what it is, which is luxury. It's a global luxury program. We've used those three words to describe our Previews International program since I first started working with the company. And so why not just call it what it is? So I hope you all do enjoy the rebranding. I know I absolutely adore it. I love everything about all of the design that we've come up with for our new rebranding of it. So let me go ahead and just dive into talking to you a little bit about what our global luxury program is. So we are represented in 49, it's actually over 49 different countries and territories around the world, and you should be able to recognize that brand anywhere that you go. So the four things that we do have kind of backing us, our four business propositions for our global luxury brand is going to be definitely our brand power, the global connections that we offer worldwide, luxury leadership, and marketing masters. So these are the four tiers that we will bring to you with our global luxury program. So talking a little first about some of the brand power that we do have. So not only is Coldwell Banker the #1 recognized brand online, but we are also the #1 recognized brand worldwide. So that's something that we like to take advantage of in having that name back who we are in our independent sales relationships that we do have with either other brokers or our clients. So tagging on our global luxury program to Coldwell Banker's name comes nothing short of just reaching that recognition that we've always prided ourselves in having. So just a little bit on the timeline, 1906 is when Coldwell Banker was actually developed over in the San Francisco Bay Area. 1933 is when we actually introduced the luxury program, so that's when it was known as Previews International. And Previews really came about. I do enjoy sharing this story because what our global luxury program is all about is really keeping every single sales associate that we have with Coldwell Banker kind of in that lifestyle, the entire lifestyle of luxury. You want to make sure that it's not just real estate that you're involving yourself with on the luxury side, but it's also going to be, anything around the automobile industry, maybe anything around an aircraft industry or yachts, watches, jewelry of any sort. So we're often hosting many meetings, many networking opportunities in other luxury business venues that we have partnerships with. And so really when you do join in to be a part of our global luxury program, and if that is something that interests you, please do speak to your manager about that because we do have a few qualifications for you to go through in order to get there. But kind of, getting back to this timeline, what I wanted to tell you about was just the spirit of this entire luxury program because I love it. It kind of romanticizes, I suppose, the entire idea of where this came from. But there was a gentleman named Henderson Talbot who, during the 1930s, nobody's really thinking about luxury real estate at that time except for this guy. So extremely entrepreneurial in spirit and very creative. What he did was he actually traveled the globe, and he decided that he would bring homes from around the globe to prospective buyers. So he did all of the work with, doing all of the traveling on his own, finding who would be interested in selling one of their luxury properties, and on that same breath, who would be interested in purchasing that type of property. We all know there is a certain type of clientele who is going to be in that luxury field. And so he definitely immersed his own life, his own way of being in that entire culture. And by going around the world and previewing, quote unquote, hence the name Previews International, previewing these homes, he was able to start building a network of interested sellers and buyers. And so Coldwell Banker came in, loved the idea, and so we actually incorporated Previews International into our company, and that is where the entire spirit, the entire foundation of our luxury program came from. It's truly here to help bridge that gap between buyers and sellers who are all of this luxury tier, who may not ever know each other exists. So somebody sitting in, the south of France may be extremely interested in purchasing a vacation home right here in the Rockies, and it's going to be up to you to be able to connect those two parties together. The great thing too, and I'll get into this in a little bit, is just we do have Coldwell Banker, and you all, as a part of Coldwell Banker, have connections. You all have colleagues sitting in the south of France. If you did need to reach out to a colleague of your own, you have them sitting throughout Asia, throughout the entire greater European continent. So we have people who are sitting everywhere representing the same Coldwell Banker name that you are as well. So going on, in 1980s is when we did unveil the entire program. 2010, we were the first company to launch our YouTube channel, and I do have to say that we are the number one real estate. We have the number one real estate YouTube channel worldwide. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channels. If you just go on to YouTube and type in Coldwell Banker, Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, Coldwell Banker Colorado, those are all three different YouTube channels that you will find. The main one is going to be our just straight Coldwell Banker though. We also, in 2012, launched our luxury real estate website, which I'm actually going to jump into there as well. And 2016, 2017 is where we currently are. Last year, we got into our smart home technology. So not only have we began certifying, and if you were a part of our networking event, I believe it was just a few months ago, September, October, I guess that's a little longer than I'm thinking, but we actually allowed everybody the opportunity to become smart home certified. So part of that is this entire technology movement that not only, real estate is undergoing, but every other industry as well. We want to make sure to provide you with the best at the best time so that you can be sure to know everything that you need to in order to be the best representative for your clients. This year, again, we're doing our rebranding of our entire program. So talking a little bit about our global connections now, you all are going to have a network of over 88,000 colleagues that you can reach out to. So the countries that you see here in blue are the countries and the territories that a Coldwell Banker representative is going to be in. We do house over 3,000 different offices throughout the world. And again, that's going to be represented in those 49 different countries and territories. So that is extremely massive. And what I do like to point out as well, because there may be other brokerages, other names out there in real estate who do claim to have more offices, more agents worldwide. And the difference in that is that you should pay attention to are how many of broker associates are actually within a certain area. So we actually have over 3,000 offices, meaning that in each office there are going to be 20 plus real estate agents being represented by that one office. And so we do have pockets, full-on operating offices in each of these countries. If you were to travel, I would urge you to please look up your nearest Coldwell Banker, and oftentimes you're going to find that they are going to be a luxury office in our international space. And so look them up. Go introduce yourself. Start building those international connections as much as you can. Who says you can't, build a nice business relationship while you're out vacationing with your family? Luxury leadership. So here we want to look at all of the people who are a part of our Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Program and all of the wonderful things that they're doing every day. So just going across the board, looking at these high numbers, the one that always stands out to me, I mean, these are brilliant numbers, and please do use these. I will not only send out this entire YouTube video to those of you who are on or joining the class today, but you are also going to be able to see the slides. So I'm also going to send out the PDF slides here, so you can also use these stats and anything that you might need. Jason, I see that you're saying you're not getting any sound. So you may want to, on your YouTube screen, you may want to actually make sure that your YouTube is not on mute. Because for me, on mine, like, I'll have my volume all the way up, but my actual YouTube is going to be muted. So make sure that on your screen, you're actually unmuting. Hopefully that works for you. I can hear sound just fine, so I know that it's working. Okay, so back on our numbers, one of the numbers that I do want to call out is going to be our average sales price of over $1 million. So we have 1.9 million is going to be that average sales price that we're doing across the board, which is amazing. And I do have to point out as well that so many of those transactions are now in Colorado. That did not used to be the case. Colorado has and always has had beautiful luxury, very high-end properties in our vacation areas. And I think today now, though, that price point is really starting to reflect that, which is a good and a bad thing. It's going to be great if you are on the side of getting commission on that, but it is tough sometimes for these buyers and sellers. Again, with our global luxury, though, you are directly working specifically with the population who is within that sphere. But great numbers to showcase and to talk about within your own listing presentation. A couple other ones as well to talk about. Here we do have quite a bit of international recognizable homes, properties that we have sold throughout the years. So again, even for those of you, most of you on this current webinar have joined the company within the last year or so. And so you may not have a lot of sales history behind you yet. Now, please know that when you do go into your listing appointments or as you are talking to try to get clients, you can use your entire company's sales history. You can use your entire office's sales history. If you're a part of a team, you can use your team's sales history. So make sure to use the numbers that are already there to boast about the potential that you have and the capacity that you can reach given the stature of the company that you joined. So do not be shy to talk about these types of things, because the same program, the same global luxury program that helped acquire each of these listings is going to be what helps you acquire your next listing as well. So please do boast about those in your meetings. So next I'm going to go through the marketing for global luxury, and this is really kind of the meat and potatoes of our entire global luxury program. It is a marketing program, and so that's where we're going to spend the bulk of our time here. We like to employ a 360-degree marketing approach, not only just in our luxury end, but in everything that Coldwell Banker does. I will say all of the marketing that takes place for anything following a global luxury property is enhanced. Every single thing about the marketing that we do, every single thing about the meetings that you have, about the restaurants that you're visiting, about the presentations that you're giving, everything is just enhanced from a typical sale. And so we hit people on the print side, on a social media side, on a public relations side, as well as any other digital item that's not going to be included within those others. So as far as the digital stuff, we're going to be syndicating any and all of your global luxury listings. Now here in Colorado, price points differ depending on the state that you're in, and even within the state, it will depend on zip codes and sub areas within the zip code. So certain areas do get extremely specific, such as the San Francisco market and our New York markets, and I'm sure you can understand why with so many subdivisions within zip codes. Now here in Colorado, we're a little simpler. We have two price points. If you are within the Denver metro area, the price point for you to be considered or for your property to be considered global luxury is going to be $600,000. If you are sitting in our northern market or southern market, So that would be Loveland, Fort Collins, anything in that area. That's only going to be $500,000. If you're down south, Colorado Springs, Pueblo area, you're $500,000 as well. So as I go on and I talk about those luxury properties, depending on where you're watching from, just know that I'm either speaking of a $600,000 price point or a $500,000 price point. So if you do take a listing that meets one of those price points in your respective areas, you will be syndicated to the world's top real estate portals. So we've got ColdwellBankerLuxury.com, which is our main Coldwell Banker Luxury website. But you will be syndicated out to the New York Times, to Homes.com, Robb Report, Mansion Global, List Hub Global, Home Finder, Wall Street Journal, and Unique Homes. Now, I have to tell you, if you have never been on either Robb Report or List Hub Global, I love List Hub Global. So I hadn't heard about that prior to really, getting my fingers wet in the luxury real estate business. But List Hub Global is amazing. It truly is that international website. So what it does is it's going to syndicate automatically to List Hub Global directly from either RE Colorado, Iris, or Pikes Peak, whichever MLS you're a part of. It syndicates directly. And on this portal, that's going to be a place where international buyers are trained to go to so that they can click on whichever country they're looking into buying or buying at or in. And within that country, all of your luxury properties are going to pop up. So Coldwell Banker is they have taken over the properties that are showcased on these international real estate portals. It's awesome. If you haven't tested it out, please do go to those websites. They're really neat, and and actually, I'm showing here List Hub Global on your screen to tell you a little bit more. So, but what I was going to say is it's going to be great when you're competing for a listing or to get that listing here in Colorado, for example. Show your clients, jump onto these websites in real time. You should be doing your listing presentations. Not only show up with a listing presentation book printed out, bound with your own personal information, but also you should have an iPad version, and you should be going through items via your iPad. If they have a smart home, if you can plug in your iPad, or if you can connect it so that their TV screen can read your iPad, all the better. Think of how you can really use technology to your advantage when you're presenting. It's one thing to tell a client, hey, just so you know, I get syndicated out to over 100 different portals, versus let me show you what your home is going to look like. And you have the power to do that. And so List Hub Global is definitely one of those great websites for you to jump on. If you, again, just right now, if you're not having those listings, learn how everything is working. Now's the time to do that. So with List Hub Global by itself, you're going to be syndicated out to 100 different portals. You're reaching 76.6 million potential buyers represented in 55 different countries. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but all of the copy, anything that's written, for your property is translated into 16 different languages. So talk about being relevant to the buyer. That is how you're going to do that. Next, we have Juwai. That's the other one on the right side of your screen that you are currently seeing. Now, Juwai is specific to China. So we have a ton of Chinese buyers coming into the U.S., specifically into our state. And so they are looking mainly in our resort areas, but you do see a lot of Chinese buyers as well in our other markets here in Colorado. So make sure that you're understanding the Chinese culture, that you're understanding the Chinese dollar, how far that goes, what their culture is of buying and selling property here in the U.S. That's going to be extremely important for you as you start to entertain those clients as well. So we always want to, again, immerse ourselves into the clientele that you're going to be marketing to. And so Juwai does basically the same types of things that List Hub Global does, except it exists so that it can break down any types of barriers that there might be on the internet side that that the government regulations may be regulating, so to speak, as far as different websites that can be visited. So Juwai is going to be kind of your backdoor way to get into the entire Chinese market. And this one is specific to just those high net worth consumers. So this is prime, I was going to say prime real estate. I'm like, well, prime real estate and talking about real estate could be a little confusing. But this is going to be prime digital space, I should say, for any real estate transaction that you're looking into. Next, we have ColdwellBankerLuxury.com. This, again, is Coldwell Banker's exclusive site for any of our specific Coldwell Banker luxury properties. So on here, we get 2 million annual visits coming through. 27% of these visitors are coming from outside the U.S. So what's brilliant on this site, and I'm actually going to, in real time right now, just go onto that website, because what I do want to show you is that you will actually have an opportunity on here to be listed if you do take part. ColdwellBankerLuxury.com. If you do take part in our luxury program and you actually meet the qualifications to be a certified global luxury specialist, you would actually enjoy a profile on this webpage. So you're also searchable and a part of that global luxury community here. So if I were to choose Find a Specialist, for example, Mark Cooper comes up, and I'm assuming this is because where I'm sitting near DTC, in our DTC area. And so Mark Cooper is coming up as one of our global luxury specialists. Mark has a video on here. He's got his listings up here. So just another space, again, to really help you be fully ingrained and enthralled in our global luxury arena for Coldwell Banker. And then also just so you can get your name out there, again, tagged to another real estate website. So the more you can get out in the digital space to increase your digital footprint as a real estate agent, the better. So good stuff, being a part of that global luxury program as a property specialist. Again, if you do have questions about that, and if you are just joining us and you would like to be a part of that program, I definitely suggest getting with your managing broker, letting them know what your 2-year plan is and how you plan to achieve that, and what your goals are. And this being one of them, so they can help kind of roadmap everything for you. Our global luxury our website, is also mobile responsive. So we all know, I mean, we're no different than any other consumer out there, right? So we're constantly on our mobiles. Unless I'm sitting behind the computer in that very moment, I'm always going to be checking websites and anything else on the go while I'm on my phone. So having a luxury website that's mobile responsive is extremely important. We also have a global luxury blog. This is really neat. So again, it's about immersing yourself into that luxury space. Coldwell Banker does its part in providing you with technologies, with websites, with social media around that space for you to utilize. So please use it. As a Coldwell Banker agent, you have full access to utilize anything that's put out by Coldwell Banker. So our Coldwell Banker luxury blog is Colorado Home Lifestyle. I'm so sorry, I'm tripping up on this. Let me just go there. Give me one. Oops, I'm streaming through here. I want you all to see this in real time as well. Oh, geez. No, that's not what I wanted to go to. Give me 1 second. I'm having a little... Do you ever have that when your brain just freezes on what the darn name is? Oh my gosh, I remember. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's embarrassing. I actually used to post things on this one too. Previewsinsideout.com. Okay, so this is why I was getting confused, because we have changed the name for it. So what everybody's going to want to go to in the future, and I sincerely apologize for that. Little too many changes here. So blog.coldwellbankerluxury.com. That is the blog, the luxury blog website that you all want to write down. And so I'm actually going to type it in the chat box too for those of you who are on the call. That way you can actually copy and paste that. You can have it for future reference. But it is blog.coldwellbankerluxury.com. So the really neat thing about this blog, again, like our other blogs as well, what we try to do is really just talk about everything regarding a lifestyle and then adding in real estate pieces in here. So what I would encourage you all to do is, number one, subscribe to the blog, but also come in here and start educating yourself on some of the items that are in here. So right here, we're talking about millennials and the designs that they are into. That's going to be a great item, especially for those of you who may be in and around Boulder or even our Colorado Springs markets. We're bringing in a lot of tech companies right now who do bring with them a whole host of millennials looking to purchase in that luxury arena. So please be sure that you do, equip yourself with what that generation is into, what design stuff they're into, what types of homes are they into, what types of smart home technology do they like. This luxury blog will give you insight into those types of things. And of course, you are absolutely going to start seeing real estate in here as well. But you can always either share these articles out, you can copy and paste things into your own items, into your own social media strategies. But this is all really, really valuable content for, number one, educating yourself, but also to post on any of your social media and even posting it on your own websites. And so earlier, just this morning, we did a class on InTouch. This would be an amazing place for you to grab content to actually start posting onto your website as well. If you're going pro with the InTouch account, which I 100% recommend, you are given a blog. So these are all going to be great articles for you to start using on your own blog as well. Let me get back to our presentation here. And again, I'm here if there are any questions. I'm watching this chat box as well, so please do ask me any questions that you might have. So back over here onto our presentation, I talked about our blog, social media. We have a global luxury page dedicated on each of these social media accounts. We've got Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and the blog. So if you are on it, we are as well. Make sure to always follow everything that we do on our social media, because not only, again, it's for your benefit as an agent and just staying in the know, but it's also because you want to have things to post so that your clients are starting to look to you as the expert, as the local expert in all of this stuff. We do, on the print side, we partner with Homes and Estates magazine. That was the initial website that I was trying to go to earlier. Homes and Estates is our Coldwell Banker branded not website, but magazine that we will host, and we will send this out throughout the entire world. So this one, what's really, really neat, is this does get distributed 4 times throughout the year. So we do a seasonal issue, and again, this includes luxury homes, Coldwell Banker luxury homes only throughout the world. And we will get 2 of those 4 issues actually to be polybagged with the Wall Street Journal. What that means is we actually source out the top, the wealthiest 1% of zip code subscribers to the Wall Street Journal. We actually will insert a Homes and Estates magazine into those folks' New York Times for that particular month. And so we reach millions of readers and also viewerships, because there is, of course, going to be a digital component tag to this as well. So if you ever do have a luxury home, even if you're not a specialist, you can opt to have your luxury home showcased in this edition, in Homes and Estates. You can also do that. What you see right behind here is called Unique Homes. And so it'll also be polybagged every time into Unique Homes, which is amazing. That one also breaks down into getting into our China area as well. So here's a little bit of that breakdown going through. Lots of viewership that you can all take advantage of. Further, over and above the Unique Homes and Homes and Estates magazine, we have strategic media partnerships with so many other magazines, and I'm not going to go through every single one. But a lot of these, I like to think, are sitting on those vacation private jets, different yachts to rent. So we make sure to get into top hotels with these types of magazines. And of course, they're going to be on newsstands. But as you know, as I'm sure that you have seen, if you have stayed at different resorts, you will see Rob reports sitting on your coffee tables. You will see Hout Living. So we do partner with these different media outlets specifically to talk about our luxury brand, as well as our different listings that we might have. On the PR side as well, this is going to be, if you have a listing that just, it just wowed you from the start for whatever reason. Maybe it has an Olympic size tennis court, which we've had that before down in the Springs. We all know that we do have our Olympic Center there, so we do end up seeing some Olympic size courts, different sporting items in Colorado Springs and Boulder as well. But we do, anytime there's going to be something that just you really do feel warrants or has something noteworthy that should enjoy some press coverage. We have a public relations specialist who would interview you. They would interview the seller if the seller is open to that, and they would write up something fantastic to either put in the New York Times, to get in the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, Forbes. We've been featured on CNBC before. There's lots of different outlets. And then again, if you do have a place here in our Denver metro area, we have an agent who was listing Joe Cocker's, the late Joe Cocker's estate. And he had a ton, as you can imagine, or probably venture a guess, he had a ton of followings out in not only the UK, but in Latin America. And so for that one, we actually had our PR specialist do specific write-ups that would reach and really speak to the UK market as well as a Latin American market. Specifically, I remember that one in Chile. So really, really neat. I cannot stress enough the power of Coldwell Banker and what powerful relationships this company has. And you need to remember that when that time does come so that you can really, utilize this name and the power and the dollar that Coldwell Banker brings and why you decided to join this company, because there's a world out there that they can help you with. So please don't be afraid to ask. It's always going to start with asking your managing broker, and they can definitely point you in the right direction of anything that you might need. Some of the targeted marketing that we have as well, and again, this is still following the print stuff, which we've covered now, our online stuff, we've covered our social media, all of the digital items, and as well as our print magazines. This will be the last on the print items, but we do heavily targeted marketing. Now, this goes back to how I began our original, or the presentation earlier, with talking about the spirit and the foundation of where that comes from. Mr. Talbot and him going around and finding those specific sellers, those specific buyers, he put in that work. So Coldwell Banker still does that same type of sourcing out. We've partnered with a company called Wealth Engine. Wealth Engine is here to source out any high net worth individuals in existence. And so they create our databases for us. So we do have specific mailing databases for equestrian owners, boat owners, aircraft owners, automobile owners, and I think I'm forgetting another one in there, but we have a specific list. So if you ever want to do property marketing or even agent marketing, anything of that sort in a print format, we have those direct mail lists available for you. Again, you'd probably want to start with your managing broker to get pointed in the right direction, but you can also reach out to our marketing director, Todd Moyer, who can help you with that. We also have a global luxury program that's going to be specific to Coldwell Banker here in Colorado. That one is just something a little bit over and above what our national Coldwell Banker global luxury is going to offer you. So if you are interested, again, I'm so sorry that I keep repeating myself, but I can't tell you enough how important it is to start sitting with your manager, building out planning meetings, planning sessions with your managing broker so that they know your goals and they can help you get there. That's their job. That's what they're there to do. And so by talking to them, by setting out those goals, number one, it's going to help you really establish those goals in the first place. Say it out loud so that you have something that you're reaching for. And also build that accountability. You need that managing broker there to check in with you on a bi-monthly basis. How are you doing here? You said last time you were going to get those mailers out to this direct mail list that you had. How are you doing with that? Have you followed up with a phone call? So on and so forth. But where I was going with that is that we do have something specific to Colorado here where it is a small group of luxury specialists who are, constantly enjoying networking opportunities. They go to business conferences together. They'll host their own quarterly meetings. They'll do, if there is a luxury listing within the luxury specialist group as well. They will also host breakfast at those particular listings, again, because it's all about connecting the right buyer to the right seller. And you all, being a luxury specialist, would know who those people are. So that's all that I've got for you on our Global Luxury program. I hope you learned a little bit more about what Coldwell Banker's luxury program offers and everything that we do here at Coldwell Banker to really help you have that edge in going to your next listing appointment, or really, having the right tools, the right knowledge behind, so that you're saying the right things to the right clients. Our Global Luxury program is really here to help you expand your luxury business. And not only that, but just to really grow your own comfort level in selling luxury properties and helping people list luxury homes. Everything that we provide a part of that luxury program is there to educate you, to help you feel comfortable. And also, the bread and butter is really just providing you with every single technology that you have, or for you to have available, so that you can be at the cutting edge every time, whether you know it or not. Coldwell Banker does have you completely backed with all of its resources. So please, like I've said again, and I repeat myself because I know that sometimes it takes a little while to sink in, but we really do have quite a bit of opportunities, resources, technologies for you to utilize. So use them. They're there for you. If there are no other questions, which it doesn't look like I see any, then thank you so much for joining today. I wish you the best of luck in your luxury endeavors. And if you do have any questions, I'm always here for anything that you might need. Again, you've got your managing broker. Todd Moyer, again, is our marketing manager that you can reach out to as well. And our OH, lots and lots about our Global Luxury program, especially because we've been doing a lot of rebranding and bringing out kind of just refreshing the life in it as well. So let me know if there's anything out there. Thanks so much for joining, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.